On my left, I have Philip Marco, who's also Bolatico, and on my extreme right is Senor Bastian. From the side, for your able, next. Taking us further, I would like to invite our father, our mentor, our dearest friend, one regardless of his physical height, has scaled and achieved and attained lost height.
Great Matula, he has tirelessly and sacrificially taught us a lot. Let us welcome our registrar, Pastor Peter Dr.
Thank you, certainly I'm taller than you are. I'd like to welcome every one of us to this event as I stand and make a simple call. Permit me to acknowledge especially this afternoon the men and women that have left the comfort of their Sunday to be here, particularly Professor Sister Blake and his wife. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm sure in no distant future, I'll be able to tell you a lot about my relationship with Professor Sister Blake and how it has matured and how it's still maturing. When the Bible speaking in 1 Samuel chapter 17 said, the moment David saw Jonathan, their souls were knit together. There's what we call love at first sight. And I think that was what worked with myself and Professor Blake. I'd like to also acknowledge and appreciate judges. They are impartial, they are incorruptible, they are the embodiment of the core values of Covenant University, and they are led by one man who has stood by us, Professor Charles Ogulomo. He's planned by men and women who are trusted, haven't been tested on other platforms. I'd like to recognize Dr. Angela Henny. Thank you. Dr. Larry Amodu. Mr. Sidney Uluwatobi. Mrs. Rachel Nilu Puka. I also want to appreciate very special the people who allow me to leave my house in the morning and return late at night. Who in spite of that will still call to see what we have for dinner before we go to bed. And when you wake up in the morning, they are either sleeping or they are about to leave. Leaving them, my darling wife. And my son, Nathan. And my daughter, Faye, the good guy. I'd like to acknowledge them and especially thank them to let my wife know those hours and out of the house. This is what I do. So I hope you will see that you want the time, the sacrifice. We're not about sacrificing the church today. The sacrifices that you made, I'm sure you'll be glad to see all of this. Thank you very much. I also like to acknowledge my friend and colleague, my co-worker, Victor Pablo. I see Lewa. Thank you for honoring our invitation. All our friends, thank you for coming. The public speaking class started in 2009. When I came into the university as an assistant lecturer, as a graduate assistant, I waited for a year or two to evaluate the platform and see what I can actually contribute. And I was inspired to start this class, this program. And we have run it from 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, and this is 2014. We have over 1,500 students go through this class and through this program. And every semester, there's always a project that brings us together to showcase what we have learned to the world. And this is what today's event represents. I'd like to salute the members of the Alpha class of 2014. Salute you because there are 22 vocations that you could have selected, but you chose to select the one that is most demanding, with least mark in terms of reward. Thank you for believing that this platform can contribute to your success story. I appreciate you also. I'd like to establish the structure of these events for the avoidance of doubt and also to enlighten everyone that we're here. We have in this room tonight 6 groups of 5 speakers each. And we have them come forward to make presentation on the buzzword on campus today. The vision that is making all of us work tirelessly to see to that God is glorified. The vision 10-2022. Each group will be speaking to that vision, making a presentation, helping us to see what their own perspective of the accomplishment of the path towards the realization of this goal can be. Second dimension to the event today will be the individual category, where we have listed 12 influential personalities. Fortunately, we will not be taking all the speakers in this category. We have 6 groups represented by 12 speakers, as a total of 72 people. But because we call it an impromptu speech, that category is an impromptu speech, by balance, we'll be taking only 4 groups, 4 personalities, and the representatives of the 6 groups across these 4 personalities are the only ones that will be speaking. So as you're seated, you do not know if you will be called. But if you are called, sure, that you make a good show of all the things that you've learned. At the end of the day, we will be having the winner emerge for the group. We will be having the winner emerge in the individual category, and we will also be having an overall winner in terms of the group that had the best performance. It's important that I start here before I take my seat. This is a learning process. It's not a competition that should make you shed tears. Rather, it's a competition that should help you identify your potentials, help you discover the platform where you can make your utmost contribution, and ultimately see what you can contribute to improving our nation, Nigeria, and our continent, Africa. I'm very delighted that this vision of the public speaking class hasn't died, and that's why I salute Covenant University for giving me the privilege to express the potentials and the fullness of the basket of competencies that I have. I thank you all for gracing the occasion, trusting that when we are done, you will indeed know there is hope not just for the families of Nigeria, not just for societies in Africa, but indeed for the nations of the world. You're most welcome. God bless you.
Dr. Lidera, you can feel that you have been a very source of inspiration to every one of us. Thank you very much for that inspiring speech. Now, I would like to introduce once again our judges for this meeting. First, we have left everything this beautiful Sunday afternoon to come and be with us. Please let's give it a round of applause. Adding this beautiful group, we have a professor of English language, an orator, and is currently served as dean of School of Postgraduate Studies. Let's make welcome Professor Charles Obologo. In this discipline, we have Dr. Larry Abodo. He is the senior lecturer of the Department of Mass Communication and is currently serving as Director of Media and Corporate Affairs of Covenant Studies. I would also welcome the Director of the National Office and Education, Dr. Angela Henry. The Vice President, University Relations, Covenant University Alumni, and the Agreement Manager, Covenant University Alumni Secretary, Situation. Kick us further in this event. We would like to go to the stage with Chief George, Professor Charles Obologo.
I thought to be able to put our hands together for that. Sometime last week, at the Oriental Hotel of Lagos, I had the privilege of speaking to an audience on positive brands in Nigeria. And a similar thing happened. A lady was to usher me to make a comment. And after that, she was to descend the stairs, and down she went. But we made it a beautiful story. So to the young lady, you're welcome. I would like to say a big thank you to the organizers of this event. I would like to say a big thank you to the registrar. I have spoken to him a lot of times for the privilege of always being part of this. I would like to say a big thank you to the keynote speaker this afternoon, Professor Blake and his lovely wife. Thank you. And my colleagues who are coming to help us put together all the scores there are. They wouldn't have any event without all of you here who have come to share in your wisdom, in your knowledge. May God prosper you in Jesus' name. One thing we do and do with express, concise presentation is the idea of parameters. Without parameters, we don't go anywhere. The student has said we shouldn't come to press here. There's no competition. Please, there is a competition. Because at the end of the day, somebody will come first. At the end of the day, somebody will follow. But in all of this, what are we going to focus attention on? The first would be on the speech development, the structure, the organization, the support. We'll talk about how effective is your speech delivery. By this we mean, how do we in the audience tie into what the Bible communicates. We all know that everything in the world is moved by the power of language. When Jesus was going to bless mankind in Matthew 5, he drew it all over. Blessed are these, blessed are these. And after that follow that every other law has been handed on that Sermon on the Mount. The other one is the value of speech. We are trying to see, to observe, to hear, what is it in your speech that makes it different from all others. We know that this is based on anybody who have a browser. Here they are almost but this one is shorter. We also anticipate that your delivery, which will include your physical delivery, your gestures, your comportment, your carriage, and what about the manner of the delivery altogether? Your voice should also carry. Now we move into the area of the language. It's always very prevalent to talk about language these days, where we talk about deconstruction, postmodernism, even reductionism, even optimality. Everything is happening to reduce the part of what we do. Clothes are getting smaller. Hands are getting smaller. People are minimizing everything. Yet, there are things we must insist on. And that is why we are going to say language will engage on two things. One, how appropriate the language. Every context determines the level of appropriateness. What about the grammatical structures we are going to use? We anticipate that at the end of the day, we shall fulfill all of us. I want to assure you that the judges here are going to be bound by three major codes of conduct. One, we will avoid bias at all costs. Two, we shall get your time, we shall not hurry out of there. Then three, we will support you by our own encouraging habits. But ultimately, we anticipate that by the time all of us are done, just like Richard did mention, it will be more than one time. Once again, I want to say a big thank you, and I wish that today will be beautiful. Many thanks. Thank you.
Before we move on to the forward, business of the day, I'd like us to watch a very quick video to open the event.
We have here a vest that symbolizes the launch of Vision 10 2022, 1 of 10 and 10. Can you take one up and let's lift it up? This is the vest, the first brand. There are quite a number of brands, I'm told. Amen. In the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, we declare this phase of this race opened today. Let everyone today under the sound of my voice be a full-scale partaker of this prophetic agenda. Let this divine verdict answer in everyone's life. Lord, turn geniuses out of this platform. Thank you, Father. And using this verse as a point of contact, in the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, Vision 10, 20, 22, 1 of 10 in 10 is today launched. As we begin this race, no one shall drop off any matter. Everyone that sees the beginning of this will see the end of it. Therefore, by 2022, you are still alive and well. You are still alive and kicking. In Jesus' precious name. Let's give the Lord a big hand of praise.
Well, we know someone who knows another person that knows the story of the monkey and the banana.
Remember, you were there. Let me tell the story. Story. Many years ago, deep in the jungles of Africa, lived a community of animals. Now, apart from the grasses, all other forms of food were hidden way up in the trees. This divided the animals into two groups: those who could climb, stretch, or fly to get to the fruit at the top of the tree, and those who had to beg or wait for the fruits to fall to them.
Believe that a very young monkey who believed that he was coming to get the bunch of bananas. This monkey was young and seemingly inexperienced. He failed and he had not developed, and as such, no one paid attention.
But one day, what is surprised the other animals? He found the monkey with a huge bunch of ripe bananas, and the question on the mouth of all the animals was,
Who touched the banana? Okay, you got it.
we cannot bear around it.
Have you got any apple?
And we are.
Team Midas. And then 10 years into existence, the prophecy came.
This university will rise to become one of the top 10 universities in the world.
Regardless of how you are, in 12 years of existence, Covenant University had a reason to become the 2075th university in the world out of 22,000 top universities.
25th in Africa.
The second in Nigeria.
It's not all Moses' thing. Covenant University is reflecting the story of the monkey and the banana. Who are we to have seen this in such little time? Who are we?
But fasting, who have we not?
Covenant University needs to boost our image,
Involvement of students.
management and student relations,
Academic standards.
and the feedback form.
Just as the law is the life to the body, the students are the life of the school. If you take away the law, you take away the life. If you take away the students, you take away the school.
Over the years, Covenant University to an extent has involved students in achieving this great goal. With platforms such as
The work study program, which is aimed at giving students work experience while they're studying in school.
platforms such as the education and Seize God's Talent, student entrepreneurs and student talent have been greatly encouraged.
And spiritual platforms, such as the Covenant University Chapel Series, where students lead and are led.
Nevertheless, occasionally Covenant University leaves its students in the dark concerning the goals for achieving this great vision of ours.
From the perspective of an average Covenant University student, students' opinions are rarely considered, and students work best in secondary instead of primary.
But without doubt, the implementation of the work study program and encouragement of student entrepreneurs has without doubt has indeed been a very awesome idea of management, and we really appreciate it.
But we believe that the management needs to actively involve students in the decision-making process, which was commonly done with platforms such as student consultative assembly, because nobody can tell the story of the students like the students.
The basic purpose of every educational system is education. The academic standards set by Covenant University amongst our peers cannot be underestimated and is very enduring.
Recent competitions, such as the Clever Idea Trophy, the Eastman Programming Competition, the Annual Student Exchange Program, have put Covenant University on the world map thanks to the exceptional ability of our students.
However, on a general basis, we still find ourselves lagging behind when compared to giants in the educational sector. As an institution, everyone needs to be carried along, and so encouraging an educative medium such as seminars should be used to evaluate and boost student performance and not bore the students.
Furthermore, other methods of learning, such as visual, auditory, and interactive session-based classes should be adopted. Engagement from the status quo should be encouraged in order to boost the academic standards of the students.
I am what I am by the grace of God. First Corinthians 15:10.
There's a line in the Covenant University anthem that says,
The chorus marching on in praise gospel, our own shot for glory. Covenant University, in a bid to achieving this vision, has taken steps towards improving our ranking through the electronic platform. And that's why it's no wonder that we are ranked number 1 ICT-driven institution in Nigeria.
How many of us enjoy taking selfies every night at the Covenant University student roll call?
The new state-of-the-art interactive learning boards in our classroom saves a whole lot.
now, all these aside, there's a lot more room for improvement, and we believe that with a lot more hard work and effort, Covenant University will rise to become and remain one of the top 10 universities in the world.
Now, it is clear that the animal's myopic view of the monkey and the banana is quite unfair. We do not believe the monkey was dashed the banana. We believe the monkey took it.
The truth is, the monkey worked hard all day, and at night, while other animals were asleep, he did not relent. He worked tirelessly, trying to develop the plane, and was able to achieve his goal of getting the monkey to land.
Now, with hard work and relentless effort, Covenant University can rise to become one of 10 in the next 8 years.
Now, we believe in various things, and we share some of them with you.
I believe this year, Arsenal will win the UEFA Champions League, but do not put me on that.
All our hearts, in this great success of manifestation, one of the
Now, this might sound a little crazy and it's a logical voice amongst us, but putting the great magic, it always seems impossible until someone does it. Until you and I do it.
Once again, we are.
Reminders. Covenant University, and we are glad to be here.
Next up, we have a group which cannot be ignored. This group, most of the students do team residents during together.
Great people are like meteors, designed to burn that the world might be united.
As the scripture has said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. I think greatness, and I'm on the heart.
I think possibility mentality, and I'm not a very person.
I think responsibility, and I'm the one on my right.
I think integrity, and I'm talking about care.
I think capacity building and ambiguity.
And
Together,
we
are
Team
residents.
Thinking of God within the vestibule of the mind.
and the mind particularly of existence.
There exists no existence without time.
But time is nothing but a fragment of eternity.
A quantum of existence.
An infinitesimal modicum of infinity.
Or the nasty cave is more like a drop of water in the ocean.
Or like a grain of sand in the beach. Or a single thought that forms a thread of imagination.
That is still 1 in a million, or 1 of 10%.
We hear this vision and we doubt.
Not that Covenant University will be one of the world's leading universities.
But that this feat to be achieved in just 8 revolution of the earth around the sun. However, I need you all to understand that the constraint of time is too different a clause to negate the clause I believe.
Covenant University is a growing, dynamic, vision-based,
vision-driven institution, and I'm glad to hear this institution is breaking away from mediocrity.
Logic dictates that it is completely impossible
Absolutely unthinkable, totally sentimental.
for an institution who number around 6,230 to be one of the top 9 universities in the world.
It's hilarious to compete with the world elite universities, most of which are over 2 centuries old. However, the antecedent factor shows that the accomplishment of actualization of this vision in 10 years is impossible. However, I remember before that no one believed that metal could be suspended in air. No one knew this until the Wright brothers came up with the idea that it was possible.
Well, the world to prove the truth of the statement, everybody thought we were crazy. But today, they are the inventors of the aeroplane.
Whoever thought, over 200 years ago, that a man of African descent would ever sit in the Oval Office today?
It is on this premise that I believe the power of vision cannot be underestimated. Our chancellor is an embodiment of vision.
Covenant University, in the last 2 years, has moved from 6,230 to 2,075. If the sequence is followed, in our 40 of the rank, simply at 92nd, in our 60 of the rank, 231st, in our 80 of the rank, 77th, and our 30 will be ranked 23rd.
This, however, is a linear progression. What is definitely agreeing that Covenant University is not known for linear progression, but for exponential progression.
Let us therefore not be held by the mental incarceration of doubt and unbelief, choosing to focus on only what we can see. But remember the word of a great prophet, show me your faith, and I'll show you my faith by my work. In association with the statement, Covenant University, a faith-based institution, has taken great and consequent steps towards the actualization of this vision. Notably, in the current Revelation ranking, this great citadel of learning emerged the second best in Nigeria and specifically in Africa.
Unlike any other institution on this continent, we have adopted the Waste Results Initiative. Not to be forgotten is the recently unveiled Covenant University Integrated Dual-Engine Automobile, a fuel and electric powered vehicle, which is truly the first of its kind.
Our library is reputed to be one of the largest in Africa.
Now, let's take Covenant University on the scale alongside the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, which is ranked as the best university in the world.
Their foremost achievements include a robust research and innovation department, a strong alumni base, and a well-developed economy for over $2 trillion. Covenant University is set sail in this direction. Our innovation and laboratory is way past conception. We are already in gestation. Just recently, Dr. Deodra Debara from the Department of Biological Sciences discovered 7 new disease-combating compounds from the Citrulus lanatus, commonly known as the watermelon. This institution, as opposed to other institutions around, generates a revenue from multiple sources, such as the EDS exhibition, the cafeteria, the laboratory, the water manufacturing plant. The list is so endless.
The common testimony that our alumni base makes us nothing but proud. In the entertainment industry, the corporate sector, the fashion industry. I tell you, one nomination is inside.
While MIT had achieved all this during our course of development, our university had achieved all this almost all at once. So again I say, time constraint is to Jesus the clause, to negate the clause, I believe.
A wise man once said, no man can live on a good place. For any dream to come true, the dreamer must wake up and go to work.
Covenant University indeed has gone to work, and this work will translate to results. Results that will cause you to skyrocket to one of the premier universities of the world.
Therefore, we are calling on you, and you, to believe in this vision.
To believe that we can become the pride of Africa and take our stand among the Ivy League universities on this global platform.
Because we choose to believe, we all together as an institution can do anything,
Be anything.
create anything, dream anything,
Become anything.
because we believe.
to Nokia today. He should see the Nokia when we are 8:30 now.
I wonder when you lost the ability of total belief. The ability to have
My name is Koro Akola. I am Mr. My name is Gloria.
My name is Omeko David. And we are
Team
delightful being with the ability to dream and believe anything was possible. As a little child, the most popular question I was asked was, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I would enthusiastically answer, I want to be an engineer, I want to find space, a lawyer, a singer, a dancer. And when I grow old and I don't want to walk again, I want to be a bunny there.
child's imagination.
I would watch as the eyes of adults would crinkle with more humor and use of my childish imagination and twinkle out of reality. Well, it never matters to me. In my childish mind, if I could say it, I could be it. I sometimes wonder what happens to that little believing girl who was on faith like what anyone said, but simply believed, like I see the world in colors, there it exists in colors. And that's how we live as children, writing stories in cartoons like Jingle Bell, Peter Pan, and who can forget the oh so timeless Cinderella. Life was pretty simple. If we could think it, we could be it.
I believe in the power of belief. I believe in its ability to catapult people from a world of ideality to a world of reality. I believe in its power to govern what we do, what we aim for, and what we think about. I believe in possibilities. I believe in creativity.
I believe in change.
I believe in a world where anything is possible.
I have a dream, said Martin Luther King. Yes, he believed in something, and we all know the outcome of that. Colonel Sanders, the founder of KFC, believed in his original delicious, scrumptious recipe, and now there are over 600 franchise locations all over the world. We all know Nelson Mandela, the man who believed in a world without racism, discrimination, and appetite. And now, South Africa can boast of a robust economy due to the cumulative efforts of both whites and blacks. We know Henry Ford, the man who believed he could make the best possible cars at the lowest possible price. And now, almost every car in America, almost every home in America has at least one automobile.
Well, how can we talk about success stories without mentioning Bill Gates, the man who had the drive for personal computers and ended up as the world's richest man for 13 years?
Mark Victor Hansen once said, your belief determines your actions. Your actions determines your results. But you must first believe.
Belief is a path, vision is the drive, and faith is the work. I know a man of faith.
I'm not a man of faith.
No, I shouldn't have said that. I know faith in form of a man, and today we have belief in faith.
In 50,000 territorial,
Built without foreign aid or debt.
And all in 12 months. Did you know it takes 60 minutes to navigate Canaan at a speed of 120 kilometers per hour? Well, I don't know about you, but this is an inflated demonstration of faith. We all here are direct recipients of the blessings of this commission, from the curing of incurable diseases to the breakthroughs and miraculous babies. Now I can boldly say, I have faith in God. F-A-I-T-H.
Forsaking all, I trust
Him.
On the 21st of October 2012, the Vision 10-2022 came forth. Now listen to this. The Living Faith birthed this commission, the 1 of 10 drive.
Now, who wouldn't want to take a ride on this Vision Express? World-class university in 10 years,
Producing a new generation of leaders, creating the change the world requires, most said ideology. We must be blind to impossibilities because the truth is, they don't exist. The Chancellor, Dr. David Oyedepo, said in his exact words, it is imagination that determines destination, and the possibilities of knowledge don't vex the time.
but I too believe
That being made power holders and angry followers instead of a true paradoxical blend of nationalism and humility, instead of upholders of intellectual maturity and combined with the emanating wave of the spirit into innovation for a better society, and well,
facing the wiles of the devil. Woo!
sharing in the responsibility of God's ability to perform. So we must get up, get fired up. You have to come to the realization that you are in control of your actions. And the simple truth is, you are responsible for the realization of your belief. We can't move around. We have to make credible moves to gain global outstanding proofs. You are in control of this realization. Put yourself to work until what you believe becomes how you live. The world is not great, it is alive. I believe we can. I believe we will. I believe this vision will just come true.
Now imagine a world, a cleaner, healthier, hassle-free world. Imagine.
Now stop and take action.
Okay, friends, get it right.
After all has been said, we have the internet. Get updated. Once again, we are
Team Moxie.
It is an honor for us here departed. Can we put our hands together one more time for the representative of Dora and our city village?
I placed it before Mass, and I told God, I
I am not capable, but you are capability yourself. I said all this prayer and I told God that use me to do something that is seemingly impossible. And after my prayers, I made a vow. And I told God, if I put my hand in anything compromising, strike me there. And after I said this prayer, to me it was a covenant. Because God is a covenant people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dora, for the gloss. Up next, we'll be having Simaya for Dora.
Good day, Mr. Chairman and distinguished delegates. My name is Professor Dora Akwini, a delegate from Anambra State. Permit me to start by congratulating our President, President Goodluck Jonathan, for having the courage to convene this national conference. Nigerians for long have clamored for opportunities such as this to discuss our problems and come up with solutions. I regard this national conference as President Goodluck Jonathan's best centenary gift for our nation and a proof that he's a distinct president. I am convinced that Nigeria should remain as one after 100 years, despite our challenges, because our differences overwhelm our values. We have to make sure that this conference delivers on the true spirit of Mr. President's speech. While we discuss the value of unity as written in this speech, we must realize that millions of Nigerians are being discriminated against themselves in various parts of this country, where they are born, where their forefathers live, because of something called state of origin. Now, the founding fathers of Nigeria had a dream of building a united, prosperous, and developed nation. Where social justice reigns, we also have to continue to dream. Because once we stop dreaming, then life is gone. In conclusion, I am convinced that Nigeria will work and fulfill its destiny. I leave you, Mr. Chairman and distinguished delegates, with a brief proverb. A society grows great when old men plant trees, whose shades they know they shall never see. Thank you very much.
Our next Dora representative is Timoxie. After Timoxie, to Francis get ready. After which the resident comes up, and finally we'll be Timwale. Just put your hands together with me.
Thank you very much. Thank you. My chairman, my name is Dora Akwini, a delegate from Anambra State. Permit me to start by congratulating His Excellency, President Goodluck Jonathan, for having courage to convene this national conference. Nigerians have for long clamored for such opportunity to discuss our problems and find solutions to strengthen the bond of our nation. I regard this national conference very much. Put your hands together for our
Today, as a nation, we begin a new journey. We open a new chapter as a people in our attempt to take conscious steps at redefining our nation, re-examining our values and character, and dedicating ourselves to the ideals of our founding fathers. In this renewed effort to improve our image, we aim at birthing a new patriotic spirit and ensuring that our name and battered image as a people are restored. This is the time we must undertake this journey as a nation and as a people. We are all gathered here today to begin this journey, powered by the desire to see this great nation shed its silver of untrustworthy, unreliable, and ungovernable people. This will no doubt be a journey like no other. I know that we have tried in times past to correct the faulty perceptions about our country and to heal the very ills about the assault of the reputation of the ordinary Nigerians. But we must not be afraid to try again even when we fail. We must not be afraid to embrace change and work for change. We know that history will take no pity on us if we fail to act courageously when it is right. When I assumed office as Minister and Chief Image Maker for Nigeria about 3 months ago, I busied my mind with thoughts on how we could do things differently. Thereafter, I arrived at 3 considerations. Firstly, I perceived that the negativity about Nigeria was largely because we allowed others to tell our stories to us and it stopped. But more importantly, are those few Nigerians who through their activities gave the country a bad name. Secondly, I realized that despite our struggles and not so good reputation, we must seize every opportunity to take a change. Thirdly, through my experiences in government, I was convinced that though Nigeria is a country with problems, it is also one with countless opportunities. Nigeria is a country with brilliant minds. It has experts who hold virtually their own in every field of endeavor. I believe in Nigeria. This is an attempt that we must take consciously as a nation and as a people to redefine our nation, re-examine our values and characters, and dedicate ourselves to the ideals of our founding fathers. Thereafter, I arrived at the conclusion that a more systematic way of addressing these pressing issues can be done through a people-oriented national rebranding campaign, backed up by a better information management and dissemination. That is why I have decided to begin this journey and invite people. If not now, then when? Because as long as this country and her citizens continue to be put down and suffer discrimination and humiliation, the more difficult it becomes for us to rise up and challenge these stereotypes and attempt as a people to take conscious steps at redefining our nation, re-examining our values, and dedicating ourselves to the ideals of our founding fathers. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, sir, and everybody, thank you for the special honor to be executed. Not doubting the fact that nothing happens without God's approval. God wants me to where I am today, and I can. Come to think of it, Nigeria's image needs to some extent be revived. It is. I can't argue with the fact that some are not great, some achieve greatness, while some trust greatness on themselves. Being the minister of information, where I see greatness, others see something else. Where I see a hope for a better country, others see a big future. No one can share how optimistic I am about my beloved country. Neither can you share how I love my country. As my name implies, you will know and you will agree with me that a good name is very, very difficult to use, but very easy to destroy. I'm not a saint, and I'm definitely not in the category of the political thieves in this country. So I always say to myself, I have flaws in me like Flora Shaw that makes me human, but I will always think that I have passion
discipline, greatness, all run simultaneously in my dream. Yes, in my dream. As Martin Luther King will always say, not everybody can be famous, but everybody can be great. Because greatness lies in your service. Imagine a day when you are true and when you are happy at the end of the day. You all can agree with me that it is not a day when you lounge around doing nothing. Rather, it is a day when you have things to do and you do them correctly. Let us all remember that we were put on this earth to achieve greatness, to be our greater self, to live out our purpose, and to do it courageously. If we fail to act now, history will never ever forgive us. So I leave you with the fact that gender is never ever a barrier to greatness. Thank you.
Nigerians have prolonged clamored for opportunities such as this to discuss our problems and to come up with solutions that will strengthen the bond of our nation. I regard this national conference as President Jonathan's best centenary gift to Nigeria, and the proof that he is a visible president. Mr. President's speech oozes humility, modesty, patriotism, and a deep concern for the present and future of this beautiful country. Mr. President in that speech admitted that sovereignty belongs to the people, and those in authority are only holding power and trust for the people, and of course that nobody has the monopoly of power. Hence, the decision for convening this conference. One thing that stands out from Mr. President's speech is that there is no threat of negativity. For instance, he made it clear that Nigerian unity is not negotiable, and that our duty at this conference is to discuss ways to build a stronger and better Nigeria. And I totally agree with you. I am convinced that Nigeria should remain as one nation after 100 years. Despite our challenges, because our common values outweigh our differences. Apart from our long history of togetherness, we've also enjoyed many decades of intermarriages and mutual coexistence. We have to make sure that this conference delivers on the true spirit of Mr. President's speech. While we discuss the value of unity as written in Mr. President's speech, we must realize that millions of Nigerians are being discriminated against in various parts of this country where they are born, where their forefathers live, based on the so-called state of origin. The founding fathers of Nigeria had a dream of building a united, prosperous, and developed nation state where social justice reigns. We also have to continue to dream, because when we stop dreaming, we are alive. In conclusion, I am convinced that Nigeria will work and fulfill its destiny. I therefore look forward to collaborating with other delegates to chart the way for a better Nigeria. We all want to see a positively transformed
lady in University in South Africa came to see me. She did not beat about the book. She said, if my father were still alive, he would be very grateful at the work you are doing for our country. I was honored by what she said that night. I was honored when she came to visit me and told me about her father. This night, I am here to talk to South Africa and the world. To my fellow South Africans and the world who are watching. This is indeed a joyous night for the human spirit. This is a victory. You helped us end apartheid. You stood with us in the transition. I watched along with you all as the tens of thousands of us people stood patiently in long queues for many hours. Some sleeping on the open grounds of our night, waiting for the task possibility. Africa's heroes are legends for celebration. But it is you, the people, who are our hope. This is one of the most important moments in the life of Africa. I stand before you, feel deep pride and joy, pride in the ordinary, humble people of this country. You have shown such a calm, patient determination to reclaim this country as your own, from the rooftops, free at last. And I stand therefore before you, humble like courage, with a heart full of love for all of you. I regard it as an honor to lead the ANC at this moment in our history, and that we have been chosen to lead our country into the new century. I pledge to use all my strength and ability, live up to your expectations of me, as well as that of the ANC.
So the people of South Africa and the world who are watching, this is a joyous night for the human spirit. This is your victory too. You help end apathy. You stood with us through the transition. I watched along with all of you as tens of thousands of our people stood in long queues for many hours. Some sleeping in the open ground overnight, waiting to cast this momentous vote. South Africa's heroes are legends through the generation. But it's you, our people, who are true heroes. I stand here today filled with deep pride and joy. Pride in the ordinary, humble people of this nation who have shown such calm and patient determination to reclaim this country as our own. And now we can proclaim from the rooftops, free at last.
Today, all also by our presence here and by our celebration in all parts of the country and the world, confer glory, hope, and honor on a newborn liberty. Out of the experience of an extraordinary human disaster that lasted too long, must be born a society of which all humanity is proud. Allow me now to our people of South Africa and the world who are watching. This is and it a joyous time for our human spirit. You have stood with us. This is your victory. You helped end apartheid. I watched with you all as tens of thousands of our people stood patiently in long queues waiting for this day. Some sleeping on the open ground overnight, waiting to cast this momentous dose. South Africa's heroes are legends across the generation. But it is you, and you all who are true heroes this night. This is one of the most important moments in the life of our country. I stand there before you, filled with deep pride and joy. Pride in the ordinary, humble people of South Africa. You have shown such a great and patient determination to reclaim this country as your own. And now you can stand and proclaim from the rooftops, free at last. The time for the healing of the wounds has come. The moment to break the chasm that separates and divides us and to build upon us. We must therefore act together as a united people for national reconciliation, for nation building, and for the birth of a new world. Let there be justice for all. Let there be peace for all. Let there be wealth, bread, water, and salt for all. Let each know that for each, the body, the mind, and the soul have been fed to fulfill their dreams and destiny. The sun shall never set on such a glorious human achievement as this. I thank you all. God bless Africa.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. When I was in prison, a young lady of a leading university in South Africa, came to see me. She did not beat around the bush. She said, if my father was alive, he would have been 70. You are 70, and I came here to see how a man at 70 looks like. Now I am 80, and I'm very encouraged to see so many people who have come out. But I'm not so sure if you have come to listen or you have come to see what a man at 80 looks like. During the long years when I was in prison, I was there because I knew very early in my life that you must fight the battle of dignity. On the very first day, you go within. And that's what my colleagues and I did. We put our foot down and insisted on being called Mr. by the prison guards. Even though I was a prisoner, I and my colleagues succeeded in being respected. I was in the company of great men in prison. Some of them more qualified, more talented than I am. And I sit down with them to exchange views, and one of the most revealing experiences I had with them was to sit down with those men and to exchange views. It enriched the whole life. It fortified the morality in you. It gave me courage to do better than my best. When I was out of prison, I discovered that as the people of South Africa, our emotions said, the white minority is an enemy. We must never talk to them. But our brain said, if you don't talk with these men, your country will go up in flames. Your country will be engulfed in the rivers of blood, and for many years to come. So we have to reconcile the country, and our talking to the enemy was the result of the domination of Israel over the emotion. I hate oppression, and when I think about the past, the type of things they did, I feel angry, very angry. You have a limited time to stay on earth, I realize. You must therefore try and use that period for the purpose of transforming your country into what you desire it to be. And that is democratic, non-racial, non-sexist country, and that was a great start for me. My appeal to all you great people of goodwill today is to stand firm. Your message to the declared government and their own legislators, if necessary, must leave no doubt as to what the oppressed must have in life. South Africa wants freedom, loving people. The wealth of our democratic nature must be democracy indeed. No apathy anymore. We must ensure we are the last to experience it. Thank you, great people of South Africa.
See what an old man